What's up, guys? So Rey could be rebuilding the Jedi Order with attachments post-sequel trilogy, and we could be getting it in a Disney Plus show. So let's get right into all this crazy stuff right now. Alright, so regardless on how you feel about the sequels, Rey post-sequel trilogy, we're going to get post-sequel trilogy content, and it's going to follow Rey. So whether or not you like the character of Rey, which a lot of people do not because now she is Rey Skywalker, she's getting her own Jedi Academy. But this time, there's going to be attachments built into this new Jedi Order. We know from the original Jedi Order in the prequel trilogy that they don't have attachments. They can't have attachments. Anakin's attachment to Padme is what leads to his fall to the dark side. They don't have any attachments. Even Obi-Wan's relationship with Satine, he could have gone off and lived a happy life with Satine on Mandalore or in the middle of nowhere together, but that would not be the Jedi way, and it would have attachments. If you haven't watched the Clone Wars and you have no idea what I'm talking about, go watch the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels while you're at it. So a lot of Star Wars fans are upset about this crazy rumor about Rey getting her own Jedi Academy and having attachments post-sequel trilogy, because this is what Luke Skywalker was supposed to do. The EU, or extended universe, of Star Wars that Disney pretty much shut off when they bought it, had Luke Skywalker post-Return of the Jedi starting a new Jedi Academy that had attachment. He gets married to Mara Jade, and they have kids, and all that stuff happens. But now we know the Luke Skywalker in canon, nope. He follows the same Jedi path, no attachments. He lives a lonely hermit life on an island in the middle of nowhere on Octu, and he goes depressed. And he says it's time for the Jedi to come to an end because he realized that he wasted his whole life not ever finding Mara Jade because she's not canon anymore. So a lot of Star Wars fans are upset that Rey is going to be taking over that Luke Skywalker EU type character in this Disney Plus series / maybe even a sequel trilogy, post-sequel trilogy, sequel trilogy. Now we're talking. If you hate the sequel trilogy, remember, it's just one bad year. From The Force Awakens to the end of Rise of Skywalker, it's just 1 year. Just one bad year where Rey magically got trained by her Force connection dyad with Ben Solo and just took all of his powers from his head and was like, I'm taking this now, this is mine, and I am the strongest Force user ever because we're a dyad in the Force. It's not a bad idea. The dyad does make sense, but it wasn't an original thought that just came out of nowhere. It wasn't what Star Wars has been leading to. It's the tragedy of Darth Vader and then his kids. Not the tragedy of Darth Vader. That's stupid. We're going to go with the dyad. And Palpatine was trying to create a dyad. And the whole Star Wars story was building up to Rey and Kylo. No. That's just something J.J. Abrams made up last minute when they were going through Rise of Skywalker. But the dyad is a cool idea. I like it. With that being said, I like it. Kinda. So if you aren't a fan of the sequels, but you are a big fan of Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, which a lot of people are nowadays, they didn't like the sequels, and they're like, oh, they're writing the sequels by bringing Luke Skywalker into the Mandalorian, which is post-Return of the Jedi by 5 years, and before the sequel trilogy by about 25 years. And we got Grogu, probably the most favorited character, Baby Yoda, as it were. Grogu, the child, he's loved by all. So if you bring Grogu, because he's going to survive at least another 900 years because of his species lives that long. Yoda was 900 years old when he died on Dagobah in Return of the Jedi. Spoiler alert! That was in 1983, so calm your tater tots. So what if Grogu showed up in this show? If Rey's getting this whole new Jedi Academy and she's training all these people and they can have attachments, then Grogu can show up because he has his attachment with Din. And Luke was like, bye-bye, because you have an attachment with Din. I'm sending you off back to him. Go away. I hate you. That's what he said. He could show up and be like, hey, Rey, guess what? I got attachments. And she would be like, ooh, that's genius. Let's have a whole new Jedi Order that has attachments because I loved Ben Solo. Right? Those Reylo fans, they would love it. So now you can have the sequel trilogy, your favorite characters from the sequel trilogy being written a lot better in a post-sequel trilogy show with your Filoni-verse, your Mando timeline characters with Mando and Grogu and maybe even Boba Fett and Ahsoka and all these characters could show up after the sequels because it was one bad year. They could show up after the sequels and start a whole new Jedi Order and have all new journeys throughout the galaxy, and there could be new bad guys, the Grisk, the Yuuzhan Vong. They could all these bigger bad guys that are in the EU could show up, and we could have something better than the sequel trilogy. Because even if you like the sequel trilogy, it'll still remain there. And if you don't like the sequel trilogy, you can get more content post-sequel trilogy with some of the characters that you somewhat liked in the sequels that are Rey and Finn and Poe Dameron and, of course, everybody's favorite, Rose. And maybe the off chance that Ben Solo could come back to life, because nobody's ever truly gone. Boba Fett, Maul, Palps, nobody's ever gone. Ben Solo could just as easily come back. And let's be honest, Kylo Ren is everybody's favorite fan from the sequels, except maybe Babu Freak. So tell me in the comments below, do you want to see a Rey Jedi Temple with attachments in the Jedi Order, with Grogu alongside and Din and maybe even all these other characters in the Mando timeline, the Filoni-verse, as it were, show up with the sequel characters post-sequel trilogy? What do you think? Smash like if you like this video, hit subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video, and my videos will pop up in your recommended feed. And may the Force be with you always.